Hey there, y'all. This is Jack today, and we're going to be discussing Ragnarok Apocalypse Chapter 3 Unstoppable. How's Ku gonna win? How in the world's Ku gonna win? Like, no, for real. Like, I legit don't know how this dude's gonna win. Like, he's got completely annihilated by Raw, and like, he was getting defeated by Raw in normal base, and then now Raw went to his splendid armored form, and now he's just annihilating Ku. And now Ku's tree weapon is going to go back him up now. I have no clue what's gonna happen. I don't know. This if Cool wins, this has got to be the most amazing comeback in Ragnarok history. This will definitely be a bigger comeback than anything we've seen in the main timeline story. With I think the most one sided fight we ever saw in that series so far would be Kodro versus Poseidon. That was probably the most biggest one sided fight. This one will definitely take it if Ku comes back and wins. Yeah, um, so if you like content like this, please consider subscribing. I'd appreciate it. And if you haven't read this chapter, wonder what's going on, go read the chapter. All right, let's dive right into the review, shall we? Raw is summoning his massive weapon bird from the sun that just comes down and infuses with him his divine weapon. And Ku immediately tries to go in for an attack, but nah, Raw essentially just blitzed him already, and he just lays down the smack on Ku so badly as Raw's like, yeah, this is a pure unadulterated violence. It's just so one sided. Everyone's surprised by how much power Raw got. As Raw, for the most of this chapter, he just starts beating down on Ku, and we got Raw's fangirls, including Basil, announcing, this is what this is Raw's heavenly armor. This is what it looks. It's an honor to see it. But he's still a plucky guy. He's still like, you know what? This is my chance. He's not emitting that annoying heat anymore. So this is my chance to close in the distance. He attempts to go for it. But of course it doesn't work because Raw, as it's explained with his ability, as Bastille explains, Raw, when he's in his normal base form, like the heat just comes off him that just starts hurting everything around him. But in this armor form, he's able to keep it in his body, and then shoot it out at any at his opponent when he's fighting. OP, like this is very OP. I can't wait to do Raw versus videos. Holy cow, this is gonna be great. I want to do again this character. His mindset of being doing everything very well, very perfect, reminds me a lot of Poseidon. And I just want to ask you guys real quick, who do you think would win a fight between Raw and Poseidon? Let me know what you guys think. All right. So again, most of this chapter is just Raw beating down on Ku and Heimdall's apprentice. She just keeps announcing, this fight's it seems to be over, and even the audience seems bored with it. Like, come on, Raw, just end it already. Just kill the dude, man. It's over already. And honestly, if you were in that stand, you'd probably be thinking, yeah, Raw, just end it, man. I feel bad for this dude. Holy cow, this fight. And Raw says, boy, let me show you one last thing. This is the true divine attack as he punches Ku into the gut, sends him hurling in the air. Of course, Raw blitzes up right behind Ku as he says, flare shift. Graceful, yet forcefully as he just smacks Ku around and around and around as he says, with quality and with purpose. This attack, how long does it keep the planet keep this up for? Says what's her name, Jar. As Rock just continues to annihilate Ku, just hitting him in the air, just preventing him from falling to the ground, just hitting him, as it's called known as the Midnight Sun. And then we get some other gods' perspective. Nizhal, I'm so sorry, China. I know I pronounced that wrong. As he says, Ra Hakutori, he's strong. And then we get Indra, pretty close to him. He is strong. To back up the ego of the grandstand bastard. I like him. Yeah, because again, Ra, he's backing up what he's saying. And Ares is like, oh, Freeman, this is crazy. As he look over at his dad, and Zeus is like, just, kind of going all muscly up, saying, and perhaps I underestimated him a little. I should hope you continue on up, Ra Hokatari, And Raw just angry looks over at Zeus and says, "Damn you, Zeus. I don't need your ordering me around." As he grabs Ku by the head and hurling him down to the ground. "Someday, this will be you on the receiving end!" As he slams Ku's head into the ground, and Ra just stands hovering above him as he says, "Have you learned your lesson, foul demigod?" Everyone starts cheering for Ra as he says, "This is divinity." And right there, Ku's not ready to go out. He's not. He's still trying to. He's moving his arm. He's like, nah, this ain't over yet. This is not over. As he can't barely even move. And it does seem like it's going to be over, but then we cut to Morgan, the Morgan, as she says, "Now this takes me back." As she is one of the outer gods, the unbelievable. Yeah. As narration says, she alone was aware. As Ku's tree got up from the ground and scuttles itself all the way towards Ku, everyone's surprised by this as it starts lifting Ku out of the ground and up. As the narration continues, that the demigod Chulainn still had more to him. End of chapter. I don't like. Okay, Ku seems to be the main guy in this series, but I'll give this series props if they actually do end off killing him. I kind of want that to happen because again, Ragnarok is that series where no protagonist really should be safe unless it's their own spin-off series where it's about the main protagonist. But even then, at the end, Lubu died. But yeah, if Ku died, like major props, that'd be very interesting. I would say, yeah, I'd say I'd be more than happy with that because again, seeing Raw do this, it's insane. But there is a way for a Ku to win. I know it sounds crazy, but hear me out. In my last video that I did reviewing the chapter 2, someone in the comment section, shout out to you, mentioned that in his actual legend, his mythology, he carries a spear, and when he stabs someone with it and kicks the spear, the tree grows in the person. So there's a chance that Ku could actually win this by having his tree stab somehow through Ra's armor and just destroying Raw from the inside. That'd be crazy. The best way to do it is Raw's face, because Raw's face is the only thing that's exposed. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, let me read this chapter real quick because there's something else I want to talk about. I was saving for the end. All right, I'm gonna rate this chapter. So far, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10, only because I want to give it a 9, but I'm gonna give it an 8 just because Ku seems super durable, and there might be something to that in his story. If there is, then retroactively I'll definitely bump the score up. But yeah, he seems to be way too durable for someone of his level, especially against a, a superpower god. What were they referred to? The elder gods, essentially. I am forgetting the term. My apologies, but yeah, chief gods. Why in the world did I forget that? Yeah, he's a chief god of his pantheon. And Ku, as far as I'm aware, he's not. But the Morgan seems somewhat to be the chief god of her pantheon, the Celtic. So again, I could be wrong on that, but it just seems like it from the point of view of this story. But yeah, unless Ku again has some kind of hacks ability, like he's actually immortal and he just can't die. I mean, that could be something. That could be interesting. I mean, crazier stuff has happened in this series. But yeah, the other thing I wanted to talk about at the end was they brought up that Ra tried to wipe out humanity. And he took this form to wipe out humanity, his armored up form. And then it explained that some gods went out to go fight him. I'm not assuming some powerful gods. I'm assuming some gods like the archangels we saw fight. I'm assuming that's what they meant. I don't think they sent any high power gods because otherwise Ares probably would have been the one, but he to get but then we saw him for the first time face Ra's flame, so that can't be it. I always assumed that some gods actually went up and actually had to beat him down to stop him. Again, I didn't think that was correct, but that was my closest assumption. It just seemed like Ra eventually just got tired of it and just left. He just was like, I annihilated essentially Egypt. I'm good. I'm going. Demons, whatever. I don't care about them. Interesting. I hope we get more on that. I want to see what if we get more on that. Um, it'd be cool if Ra was doing this and Poseidon went to go face Ra because The reason why I think this is because again, these two characters are very similar when it comes to being the perfectionist, and also one's very loud, one's very quiet. It'd be interesting if those two are about to square up, and they're like, okay, we're all like, all right, this might be a bit closer than I care to admit. So you know what, I'll stop my fighting for now. I think it'd be cool or something, or some other god. Hades would be cool, huh? Huh? It probably won't be Hades. Shiva? I don't know, but it'd be cool. Some god. Went to go talk to Horus. Horus, Ra. Well, that's a different god. Went to go talk to Ra, and they were like, "Yeah, we." And Ra's like, "Okay, I gotta stop. Yeah, I'm strong, but I don't know if I can take on all these gods. But we'll see, right? Yeah. So that concludes my review. If you listen this far, I appreciate it, and let me know what you guys think is gonna win. Also, Poseidon versus Ra. Who do you think is gonna win that? Anyway, y'all take care and have a good one. Later, guys.